Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay, see me okay. You guys know the regular routine. Let me know in chat if you guys can hear me and everything like that. Good morning. I know I messed around with today's times today. I know originally I had it at 1 p.m., then I bumped it up to like 10:45, and then here we are now at 10 a.m. going live. And it's just because I didn't have to work last night and I woke up like at 6 and I was not tired. So I did my morning cardio. Now I'm having my coffee and my breakfast with you guys. I got a bagel and cream cheese and I'm starting my morning with you. So let me know where you guys are from. What are you guys doing? Are you sipping on anything, eating anything? You guys know the routine. So hello to everybody up in the chat. Now, today I got another case for you guys and I'm going to let you know it's going to piss you off and it's just a heartbreaking case. I know a lot of you probably don't know this because it is a active current case right now, and this happened in Merced, California. And it is about the family of four is what they're known as, and they were kidnapped from their place of business on the 3rd. On the 4th, there was an arrest. On the 5th, we got our press conference from Merced PD, from the sheriff, who I'm digging the sheriff, you guys. I really like the sheriff for this one. And then, unfortunately, last night around 9:30, I came on the computer and my time 9:30, and I did see a big crater was live. Iqmal, I'm sure you guys know who that is, and he was it was breaking news. The sheriff was on there and they had found the family, all four of them, including an 8-month-old baby, all of them not alive, in like a rural area. It's like a farming area, kind of close near near each other, but again not alive. So really heartbreaking. Now, the kidnapping was captured on camera, believe it or not, from the moment that they were taken, from the moment that this guy arrives, the weapon is being brought out, and then, of course, it is captured them actually being put into the vehicle. So we're going to look at that. We're going to watch the press conference. I'm going to get you guys all up to date with this case. But before we get into all of the details, if you guys can take 1 second and hook your girl up and just hit that like button so we can get started. Hit the like button, guys. Give me a like button, please. Or no, a little like, a big like. No. Are you guys all ready? That first cup of coffee, that first sip of coffee. Do you drink multiple cups of coffee during the day? I only have one, and it's usually in the morning. All right, let me say hi to some of you before I actually get into the case. And we got Mal Mac. Hello. We got my mods. Give it up for the mods. We got Scott in the house. Who else do we have in the house? I seen Delana. And who else? Let me scroll on up, guys, because I didn't see. Hey, Ellison. Good to see you. Teresa. And then we got, I seen, hey, May. How are you doing? She says, hi, everyone. We got Francine. Fran. Hey, Fran. What's up? She says she's from Texas. How's the weather out there in Texas? Is it hot? Over here in Arizona right now, it's 84. We still keep the AC running 24 hours still. And we're in October. I told my boyfriend, isn't it supposed to be raining now? Like, why are we? I mean, it is raining, but it's still real humid and stuff. Still keeping that AC going. Yeah, prices. Hey, we got Miss Barbara Bruson in the house, the OG of the channel. She's like the mama of the channel. Hey, Allison, good to see you. We got Vicky, Carly. Carly is the one who actually brought this case to my attention. Like I said, it is current. It is going on right now. And I believe you're the one who sent me the information for it. And yesterday, I spent all day yesterday. I was looking up things. And then I was really shocked when I went online last night and seeing that they were discovered. And it's really heartbreaking. My deepest condolences out to this family because they have a big family. They've been very vocal on media. They were also there for the press conference. The uncle, he leaves behind a wife and I believe they have 2 children. I don't quote me, but I think 16 and 9 is what she said. So this family has taken a huge loss. A huge loss. Just think about your own family, your immediate family, and then 4 of them, including an 8-month-old baby. Who can hurt an 8-month-old baby? I do want to say the sheriff last night, he did mention the death penalty. So I think that might be on the table for this case. I didn't know that was still active in California, but he mentioned it yesterday. So, yeah, so we will go there. Yeah. And True Crime with Shannon, I think you got uh, do I see you? Yeah, I do. Grateful Ed, you're in Pittsburgh? Are you a Steelers fan? 67. Oh, that's beautiful. 67. And Delana says she drinks coffee all day. Oh my gosh. Malmac says I quit for weeks at a time, but always enjoy freshly ground coffee for a few weeks. Oh, you do? Okay, so you'll drink it and then you'll stop. That's how I am too, Malmac. I feel like I'll have a cup sporadically during the week, and then there'll be times where I don't drink coffee for like 2 to 3 weeks. It's usually for me. It's okay. Don't worry. It's all right, Shannon. Don't worry about it, girl. And then I will just drink coffee. But usually it's on the weekend for me, but I don't know. I need it this morning. Yes, Steeler fans. It doesn't look good this year. My boyfriend's, his mom's girlfriend is a hardcore Steeler fans. Oh my God. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I drink acres of tea, bush a day. I'm not a big tea drinker. I try to do it. I feel like tea reminds me of when I'm sick because that's the only time I really drink it. I can't get into the whole drinking tea. Do you put creamer in tea? Can you do that? I don't know. I was watching, there's a YouTuber I watch. She does like 50 style, like living in the 50s and stuff like that. And she always has tea, but I see her putting creamer, I think, in her tea. So I'm like, what the heck? But yeah. All right, you guys, let me take that off the screen. And I'm going to be doing some reading. We're going to be watching a lot of videos today because we are going to be listening to the presser for this case. And then we're going to look at the actual surveillance with this case. So we're going to watch the original presser that law enforcement did yesterday. And then we're going to look at the one that they did last night. That one's like 5 minutes. It's not that long. And then we will look at the surveillance for it. So again, what you guys are looking at on the screen is going to be the family that has lost their life in such a senseless act. I feel like a lot of us that know this case, we're left with the why. So who you're looking at is this beautiful baby with these dark brown eyes, and I can't look at her because I want to cry because she's only 8 months, you guys. 8 months old. She didn't even have a chance at life. And I want to make sure I say her name correctly. Is it Arohi? I believe is how you say it. And then you see her mother, Jasleen, and then her dad, Jasdeep, and then her uncle, Amandeep. Now, Amandeep, the uncle, like I said, he does leave behind a wife and 2 children. And, it's just really sad because I'm wondering, was he the provider for his family? And he is no longer here. So it's just heartbreaking. You have children without a father, a wife without her husband, a family without their loved ones, and you're just left with the why behind it. Now, I'm going to do some reading. I'm going to get into and get you guys caught up with the case. So again, this took place out in Merced, California, and this took place on October 3rd. Now, on October 3rd, roughly around a little bit after 11:30, firefighters were dispatched out to Oakdale Road in Winton after a black 2020 Dodge Ram truck was reported on fire. Now, California Highway Patrol arrives to the scene around 12:35, and they request the help from Merced Police Department to contact the truck's registered owner, who in fact ended up being the uncle, Amandeep. Now, at this time, this is when Merced Police Department, they try contacting him, and then they go to his residence. Now, I don't believe they were able to contact the family immediately from the presser, but eventually they would get in contact with the family. Now, the family then tries to get in contact with, her husband, and then, of course, with the other family, because they were all together at the place of business. It is a family-owned trucking company, and they were all there. They weren't able to get a hold of them, and then that's when the family reports them missing. Now, after family members were unable to reach the victims, the four were reported missing to the Merced County Sheriff's Office. Now, deputies then responded to the business, so they go to the trucking company on South Highway 59 and determined the four family members had been kidnapped. Now, during this time, they never told us how they came to that conclusion. Now we know it's based off of their surveillance footage they must have seen, but at this moment, they didn't let us know. All they said was they had been kidnapped. They believed they were kidnapped. Now, sheriff's detectives believe the family members were kidnapped at gunpoint from the business in the 800 block of South Highway 59. And then at that time, and still, there was no motive. There was no ransom or anything like that. Law enforcement also stated that they told the family not to put a reward up at the time when they first went missing. Now, on Tuesday, Merced County Sheriff's detectives received their first tip, and they received information that one of the victims' ATM cards was used at Atwater in the early morning hours. Now, investigators obtained a surveillance photo of a suspect making a bank transaction, and the person was similar in appearance to the surveillance photo from the original kidnapping scene. And from the original kidnapping scene, you guys are going to see the guy has a mask on. He has a hoodie on. So I think when they got this surveillance photo, I believe, and Carly, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe law enforcement put an image out to the public, but then I don't believe that was actually the suspect, because then they had to redact it. So, and they go into that in the presser too. So I don't think it was the correct guy that they released the photo of. Imagine that. You see your photo and you're like, dude, what the hell? I'm not part of no kidnapping. Again, detectives received information that one of the victims' ATM cards was used at an ATM located at a bank in the city of Atwater, according to the news released by the sheriff's office. Now, prior to law enforcement investigation, there would be an arrest. Now, so after that comes into play, Jesus Salgado, 48, was then identified as a person of interest in the investigation into the disappearance of the missing four. Now, he is a resident of Merced, and it says a 48-year-old man is in custody in connection with the kidnapping of the family at a Highway 59 business just south of Merced, according to the Merced County Sheriff's Office. So let me show you a photo of him. Oh, you guys, I mean, I can't look. I can't look at her eyes. How can you hurt this baby? And I keep picturing in my mind, because it's one thing if you are kidnapped, right? Just you. But imagine you're with four of your family members, one of them being your baby, your 8-month-old. And imagine the first person that, their life was taken. Imagine just knowing your life's going to be taken, and then knowing your family's going to see it. And then the family is witnessing their loved one being taken, knowing you're next with your life. And then mom and dad knowing they have their 8-month-old right there. I think what gets me with this case and makes me want to choke up is that knowing I'm a mom, and just knowing those last moments of her life, the mom must have been the most horrific moments of her life, because your life's going to be taken. And I know she begged for that baby's life. I just know she did. And it's just so heartbreaking. And I'm glad, like the sheriff said, death penalty. He's looking at the death penalty. But she was only 8 months old, you guys. 8 months. This is the surveillance, you guys. It's a still image. And it says a man suspected of kidnapping the family. including 8-month-old baby. And again, this did happen in California. And I just want to zoom in before anything. So it looks, when we watch the surveillance, he is holding a bag. And I cannot help and wonder if in the bag, because he doesn't take the bag into the place of business. So I'm wondering if he was collecting bottles, recycling. Is that trash in there? You know, because the dad lets him in. He lets him in. And I wonder, did he tell the dad, hey, do you have any bottles or recycling, anything like that? Or, hey, do you have any trash? I could pick it up or something like that. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of why dad kind of walks towards the inside the building and he follows. He does have this trash bag. And I'm thinking possibly that's what he said. But that's what he looked like. He, as you can see, he had the face mask, the thing. I don't know. If I didn't know somebody, I don't know, maybe because I'm a woman and I do true crime, I don't know, but no one wears masks anymore, I feel like, especially in Arizona. No one wears masks at all. So if I seen some dude like this coming up to me, I would be a little like a little iffy about it. You know what I mean? I would be like that, but that's me because I'm like corrupt in my mind or something. I don't know. But this is again the uncle. This is Amandeep. He does leave behind a wife and 2 kids. And this is going to be Jesus Salgado, 48 years old. Again, he was arrested in Merced, California after he used one of the victim's ATM cards. So this is the piece of shit. I don't even want to look at him right now. And of course, this is the family. Heartbreaking. And this is a still image of the surveillance. So as you can see, and we're going to watch it all, you guys. We're going to watch it twice. We're going to watch it with the press conference, and then we're going to go to Court TV, because Court TV is the only one that actually has a perfect, clear image of it all, right? When we watch it the first time, it's a little, the lighting and it's a little grainy a little bit, but Court TV, of course, they always come through perfect video they get. So you can see they are removed, the dad and the uncle, and they believe they were zip tied with their hands in the back. And then the mom and the baby is then released. The mom is not zip tied or anything like that. And then she is removed from the place of business, which I do want to point out that it is being stated that they have this trunking company and they distribute to like local businesses. They do like, they have food, so like chips and stuff like that, to local businesses. And they only, believe it or not, what is being said, they only started running the company officially a week and a half ago. A week and a half ago. I've been seeing that being reported. I don't know if that's completely accurate, but a week and a half ago, I'm like, what the fuck? Now, detectives received information that identified the motherfucker as a person of interest. Oh, and if you're new here, I kind of cuss off and on. So if you can't handle cussing, probably not the channel. And that he attempted to take his own life, you guys, before police arrived. Now, a statement from authorities said, without specifying where he was taken into custody. So we don't know how he tried to take his own life, but he did try to attempt to take his own life. Now, the sheriff's office said his own family, so his family, contacted authorities reporting that Salgado had admitted to them he was involved with the kidnapping of the family. So again, relatives of Jesus Salgado, 48, they contacted authorities reporting that he had admitted to them that he was involved with the kidnapping of the family. Now, Salgado tried to take his own life before police arrived at the home, and he has since been hospitalized. Now, I do want to put it out there. So yesterday when they did the press conference, he was in the hospital. He's still in the hospital as of today. And yesterday during the presser, they said that he was sedated. And I kept thinking like, oh, fuck, like, can he just please live long enough to tell law enforcement where this family is? But as of last night, from what the sheriff has said, after the bodies were recovered, he is talking now. So he is in communication with law enforcement and they're able to talk to him. What he's saying, law enforcement said they're not putting any of that out as of yet. So, but he is talking to law enforcement. I do want to put that out. So I was watching something that the sheriff did say, and he said that the family told Salgado that they were going to call the police, that they were calling the police. And after they told him that they were calling the police, that's when he tried to take his own life, which is really bizarre to me. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. I don't know. You kidnap them, I don't know, and then you confess to your family about it, and then you realize law enforcement is getting involved, and then you try to take your own life. It just does not sound like, because I know I'm jumping a little ahead. One of the theories is this might be a professional hire. I'm just not seeing a professional hire confessing, one, to the family, and then two, taking their own life. But that's just me. Let me see what you guys are saying really quick, because I just been reading. So let me see. Oh my God, there's like 100 comments that I ignored. Yeah, he's awake now. Originally, he was sedated. Yesterday, they were saying during the press he was sedated. They weren't able to talk to him. But last night, the sheriff said he's awake and he is speaking to law enforcement. Yeah, definitely a coward. I think so. Heather Marie says, I heard he was a ex-employee. Where did you hear that from, Heather Marie? Hey, Heather Marie, by the way. Because I know the wife, so the uncle's wife, she says she didn't recognize him. Because I was also thinking, did he work with them at one point? Did he work at a place of business that they delivered at? But I kind of think something else. But the wife said she did not recognize him. But again, the business allegedly has only been running for a little over a week. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe from a past business, I'm thinking. But yeah, he is sick. Scott thinks there's a huge missing piece to the puzzle. Grateful Ed says drug cartel. On my news, Heather Marie says. Okay. Yeah, I also heard they just opened. And, the family members also stated that, I mean, you never say, when someone goes missing or their life is taken, you never put anything bad. But they said that, they immigrated out here to Merced, California back in early 2000. And, they live such a simple life. The family is saying that they don't go out, they don't party, they go to church regularly. They are a big family, and they just pretty much are always together, which I can totally relate to that. When you have a huge family, my boyfriend has a huge family. Usually you're always just with the family. Usually, you have dinners and you don't usually go out to parties because you guys are the party, if that makes sense. So I can totally relate to that. But they don't drive any fancy cars. They don't dress all fancy. I mean, the dad drives a minivan. So, it's really shocking that somebody would do this to them. There was no ransom. And again, law enforcement told them not to put a reward out in the beginning. He states that. So it's kind of like, why did this crime happen? And I'll get more into the theories. He is sick. He is. Okay, Heather. All right, I'm going to play the press conference, you guys. So give me 1 second. Where do I have it at? Is this me? No. I thought I had it open. Okay, hold on. So I uploaded it to the channel because I try to, and I think this is good value for the presser. So I don't think you're going to need, you're not going to need earplugs for this one. I know sometimes we need them. For this one, I think it's pretty good. I thought they didn't have the death penalty in California, but the sheriff said last night, death penalty, he was it, and he is pissed. Let me tell you, I like him a lot. I like him a lot. Let me put this photo back up with them. All right. Okay. And again, while I'm getting this for you guys, thank you guys all for being here for this morning live stream. I do appreciate you guys. And make sure you guys hit the like button, all the YouTube stuff. Okay. Okay, let me stop sharing this really quick. And let's go into this. And I do want to say once again, I like the sheriff. I really do. Okay. Let me see when that loads up on your end. Have you guys heard of this case, or are you just learning it now with me? I mean, it's new. It just happened on the 3rd. And I'm just waiting for it to load. Grateful. I think California has a death penalty, but the governor hasn't has to sign off on the final death warrant before they execute someone. So, okay. Hey, Rose, how are you doing? All right, so I'm going to push play. We're going to watch this together. I'm going to mute, and I will, for the most part, be in chat.
An entire family is missing, and police in California are asking for help. 8-month-old Aruhi Dari is presumed kidnapped along with her parents and uncle. Merced County Sheriff Vern Warnke asks people to be on the lookout.
We have a lowlife out there that kidnapped an 8-month-old baby, her mom, her dad, and her uncle.
I just want to say, I love how he said a lowlife, and any man that has 3 cowboy hats hanging on his wall, I like them. I just want to say.
So far, we have no idea why the kidnapping. We have no motivation behind it. We just know that they are gone.
Detectives have identified a suspect, describing him as a light-complected male with a shaved head, who they consider to be armed and dangerous.
So far as I know, no contact has been made, no ransom demands, nothing from the suspects in this.
Baby Aruhi, her mother Jasleen Kaur, father Jasdeep Singh, and uncle Amandeep Singh were reportedly taken against their will from a business.
We're asking for your help. We need your help, and we got to bring this family home safely.
WARNKE, as well as Under Sheriff Corey Gibson, COREYGIBSON. Behind me is Outwater Police Chief Salvador, as well as California Highway Patrol Sergeant Laura. Sheriff.
Thank you and good morning. First and foremost, with the folks from the media, you're going to see family here. I would appreciate it if you would respect their privacy in this, and you'll have time to talk with them later after the investigation is complete. We would like you to respect their privacy and let it go at that. On October 3rd at approximately 11:39 a.m., the California Highway Patrol and CAL FIRE were dispatched to Buhack Road and Oakdale Road in Winton for a report of a vehicle fire. After they responded to the fire, Highway Patrol determined who the registered owner was and found out that they lived in the city of Merced, and they requested the city of Merced Police Department respond to the address and try and contact the registered owner. When the police department got to the house, nobody responded. However, they did make communication with a family member. That family member then started to make calls to the people that we were looking for. At this particular moment in time, we have not had any reports of missing persons. It wasn't until the family reached out to us, and then after their several attempts made to report the family missing. At approximately 1:04 p.m., our office was notified and responded to the business on South 59. When our patrol staff, sergeants, and deputies got on scene, they made a determination that we probably had a crime, and through investigative leads, they brought detectives in, and they were able to determine that a kidnapping had in fact occurred. At that time, the investigation started. Undersheriff, you want to take over now?
So while our investigators were out on Highway 59, family continued to reach out to the three missing people. They were able to make contact with someone on one of the phones. That phone was with a farmer that was out in the area of Henry Miller and Elgin, north of Dos Palace. Investigators at the scene continue to look at investigative leads, and were able to get into the surveillance system. And so we'd like to go over the surveillance system with you. So at 8:30 a.m., we can see Jasdeep arrive in a brown minivan. At 8:39, you see Amandeep. He arrives in his black Dodge pickup. It's down the corner. You can see the pickup here. These cameras are motion sensitive, and they go off every 30 seconds once they detect motion. So that some of the video is choppy. At 8:58, you see Jasdeep come out the back door. And it's very important to note there's someone walking down South Highway 59 South. We're not sure if the dog alerted him, if there was some type of motion sensor or some type of app on his phone, that's why he came out and looked. At 8:59, this is the other side. You can see a subject walking down south on Highway 59 at the business. And you'll see Jasdeep come out, and he appears to be on his phone, and we're not sure, again, if he's got a motion or what's alerting him to come outside. Jasdeep goes over and makes contact with our suspect, and then you'll see them walking back over towards the building. He's got this trash bag in his hand. As Jeep walks up to the building, we'll pause it and get a photo of our suspect. And you'll continue to walk up the ramp. You'll put down the trash bag, and you'll see right there, he pulls out a firearm. He then enters the business. Unfortunately, there's no cameras inside of the business. So we have no video surveillance inside. At 9:11, the back door opens. You'll see the suspect come out, and you'll see the firearm. And then it also appears that Jasdeep and Amandeep are zip tied behind their backs. Jasdeep and Almandeep are put in the back seat of the pickup truck. All right, so that was 9:13 when the vehicle left. It's now 9:19. The truck is back. Same suspect gets out of the vehicle, goes back inside the business. Less than a minute later, you're going to see Jasleen and Arohi come out of the business unrestrained. And you'll see the truck leave southbound Highway 59 right before the video ends. From this point on, we no longer see any of the 4 victims on video at the location or the suspect vehicle or the suspect. Talk about the rest.
So I just want to say really quick. So when he removes, can you guys hold on? When he removes, hey Bushi, I just seen you come in. What and hey Be True. Oh, you changed your name, love. When he removes the dad and the uncle, he leaves, and it is a total of 6 minutes. So that, and law enforcement believes he took them somewhere. He placed them somewhere. So that's 3 minutes going somewhere and then 3 minutes coming back. So that's why right now a lot of people are thinking, and law enforcement has said this too, you're going to hear the sheriff say it, he believes there's at least one other person involved. He believes with his background and how long he's been working in law enforcement, he says he believes the way this was done, that there was somebody, at least one other person. He could be wrong, but he believes there's one other person involved, which would make sense that he removed the men and went somewhere 3 minutes. Did he transfer them into a vehicle? I don't really see him placing, I mean, there's just buildings, not like, we'll look at the map if you guys want after, but I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, where can he have placed them within 3 minutes? So I think he transferred them with somebody else. I think somebody else is involved with this. And then he comes back for mom. Now, my first thing that I seen with mom is that she's not in any restraints whatsoever, but she could have been restrained when he left. And then, when he came back, he untied her or whatever, or maybe he just threatened her and said, if you do anything or try to leave, I have somebody watching, your husband will be killed, so, and this is something that me and Carly talked about. And I said, oh my gosh, and you have to make that decision too, though. What will you do? And I talked to my boyfriend about this last night. He's like, well, if that ever happens, I hope you I would want you to save yourself and our child. You run. I will die. I don't care. You go save yourself. But so I do wonder was she was trained inside there, or if he possibly just threatened her that, I will kill your husband and someone's watching. Where did the black truck come from? Okay, so that's Missy. So that's so it's the minivan, and we're gonna look at this once again, but I want to watch the presser. So there's the minivan, that's the dad's minivan. Then there's a truck there, the black truck, that's the uncle's van. This guy that kidnapped them, he's seen walking. And when the dog, when the dad comes to the back, he goes to the back for some reason. Law enforcement doesn't know if he got an alert on his phone that there was, because it's motion censored, the security camera. So he doesn't know if he got some motion censored or what, but he goes to the back. And when we look at the other surveillance, it's more clear. You can see him. He walks to the back, he opens the door, and he just stands there. And then he goes back inside. And then when he goes out to the front, again, he's on his phone. And you're wondering, is he looking at something that alerted him outside? Did he get a message or anything? I don't know. They do have their phones. I do want to put out, they do have their phones, because it is speculated that they possibly, the dad or the uncle, one of them knew this kidnapper from either past business, from the trucking company. And I know, Scott, you said you think it's a little red flaggish that they didn't have cameras inside. I don't think it's a red flag right now. I feel like they just opened the company. It's a small company. It's family owned, only family. I don't know. I'm just not seeing a red flag for it, but that's just me. You can see in the trash. No, in the trash bag, I think, because I think pulls it out from his hip. So I think or did he pull it from there? We're going to look at it again. Now you got me thinking, boo. No motive as of yet. Bushi, no. I know. That's what it's heartbreaking. It is. While the sheriff does state, you guys, last night, he does say that he believes that their lives were taken before they were even reported missing. That's what he said last night when they were discovered. So I thought that was really interesting, that he thinks their lives were taken already by the time law enforcement even knew they were missing. So yeah. Okay, so let me play the rest of this. And we're going to look at that Bushi. We're going to look at a better quality imaging of it after we watch this presser.
At that point, we assigned all of our detectives, including our investigations bureau, our supervised release team, our STAR team, and along with the county magnet to this investigation. They also were able to get the FBI along with the California Department of Justice involved. And we've been working on this case diligently from the moment that we were informed of the missing. From that point, we worked on several investigative leads, which led us to an incident that occurred in the city of Atwater yesterday, just prior to noon. During that incident, the city of Atwater received information that there was an individual in the city that may be connected to this case. Prior to the law enforcement arriving on scene, that subject, Jesus Soldado, made an attempt on his life and was taken by ambulance to the hospital for medical treatment. Since then, we've been unable to speak to the suspect in this case due to his medical condition and his attempt on his own life. I'll turn it back over to the sheriff for any other questions.
We are currently with the suspect now at the medical treatment facility, waiting for the doctors to get him to a point where he can cooperate. We're hoping that he will cooperate because first and foremost, we want the family back. So that's where we are at this point. I'll open any questions. Family's taking it rough as expected, and that's why I asked for your diligence in.
hold on. I just want to say, how do you answer that question? Every time media asks this, I don't understand it, and kind of gets me mad. How's the family taking it? How the fuck do you think the family is taking it? They have 4 of their family members missing, one including an 8-month-old baby. How do you think they're taking it? Like, I just feel like some of these questions just really piss me off. And just a recap of the case. Hey, ATS News. So this is currently going on right now. It started on October 3rd. The family was reported missing because the one of the the uncle's truck was found and it was on fire. And so they contacted the family and they couldn't get a hold of them. Then law enforcement goes to the trucking company where the family was working, and that's when they must have got this surveillance, and they said they were kidnapped. The following day, a suspect was arrested because they did get a tip that somebody used one of the family members' ATM card, the bank card, at an ATM. An arrest happened. This guy, before he was arrested, he confessed to his family what he had done, and the family basically told him, we're going to call police and we're going to report you for it, which I'm happy the family did it, because sometimes you'll hear not all families would turn on a family member, but they were like, nope, we're calling. So because of that, he tried to take his own freaking life like a coward. Then yesterday we had our first press conference, which we're watching right now, and that's when they released to us their surveillance of this kidnapping taking place. Like I said, we just watched it. It shows everything. And then last night, sadly, the family was discovered late last night, and all of them deceased in like a farming area. A farmer was out there looking at his crops or something like that and discovered the family members. And they were kind of all close near each other. And one of them is an 8-month-old baby. So you have mom and dad, the 8-month-old, and then the uncle. The uncle leaves behind a wife and 2 kids. So it's very heartbreaking. And it is in California. I like the sheriff. He is badass. I mean, we watched a video of him and he has 3 cowboy hats on the wall. You got to be badass if you have 3 cowboy hats on the wall. And he wants the death penalty for this case. He is pissed. And you guys are going to see when they recover the body. So again, thank you everyone who's coming in. I'm going to put the rest of this presser.
Respecting their privacy in this matter. Let the family deal with the family on this. The media, you guys deal with me, and leave the family alone. It's very upsetting. We got a lot of people here supporting the family, and this right now, until we can get our loved ones back, that's where we're at with this. So let us handle you guys as far as media. Leave the family out of it. Appreciate that. The family has taken a pretty rough, but the family is very, very supportive of what we're doing and supplying whatever they can as far as any information that would help us get their loved ones back. We don't have any evidence to say that he didn't. However, 43 years doing this, everything points to it was probably somebody else, but we don't know until we get some kind of conversation going with the suspect. We're not 100%. It's just that seeing everything that's gone on, I fully believe that there was at least one other person involved, but we don't have any evidence to support that. It's just the circumstances surrounding this. I believe that there is. We don't know. Not yet. And that's what we're hoping for with hopefully a conversation with the suspect. We don't have a motive. I can tell you that our suspect has a prior history of robbery, and he was actually convicted of it in 2005. And once he was sentenced, he was paroled in 2015. And since the parole, we have not had any major contact with this person at all. But we kind of figure that that's what the motive is right now until we prove otherwise. That it's almost always what you can come out is a financial trying to. We haven't so far. He's been sedated, but we've had deputies on scene the entire time he's been in medical.
Okay, just so you guys understand that. So his criminal record basically was robbery. Back in 2005, he was convicted for it. He was paroled in 2015. And since then, he hasn't had no major contact with law enforcement, is what he's saying. So the 2005 conviction was robbery, home invasion, robbery with a gun, witness intimidation, and attempted false imprisonment is what he was convicted on. So that was like, I guess, one of his only major crimes that he has committed based off of what the sheriff is saying. And I can't stop staring at his big old badge.
Facility, and as soon as he is able to, the doctors know that there's a rush on this, so everybody's been very supportive and cooperative, but right now we've got to get this person into a position where we can start asking questions and hopefully get some answers. The only vehicle that we had that was sustained was the black Dodge belonging to our family, and any others, we've got some possible leads. We think we have a gray pickup involved, but until we get evidence to really tie it in, that's where we are. We're sharing everything we have with you. And normally, I'll tell you right now, we wouldn't be sharing all of this. We want the family back. So at this point in time, that's all my focus is to get the family back. So we want anybody with any information to reach out, come to us. And I know we have our tip line number here somewhere, and we'll get that to you so that the folks can call in for tips. Give me that. 309-385-7547. Do you guys get that? Okay. That's our tip line. Our dispatch center has been inundated. Please call the tip line. For any folks that are watching this, please call that tip line, and that number or the information will be directed immediately to somebody that can follow up on any tips that come in. And we're following every tip that comes in, to include our psychics that are calling in, literally. So we're not leaving any stone unturned, any blade of grass. Everything we have is out there. Our air unit's been out constantly on this. The city of Atwater, as one of their officers, is one of our pilots, and been very diligent in getting that support in. The city of Atwater, tremendous help and making sure that we keep that aircraft in the air to do whatever we can. California Highway Patrol, as you can see, they're here. We've got the FBI and DOJ involved in this. We've got dozens of law enforcement personnel working day and night for this. We keep going until it's concluded, and that's just how it goes. I mean, literally, there's not 5 o'clock, we go home. It's not that way with us. They continue on until they run out of leads. That he found the phone in the middle of the street. Okay. And that was all it was to it. Unfortunately, the family had called that number and he answered. That's how we got the information. We sent a detective and got possession of those phones. Yes, sir. No, in that, yeah. Just in some other videos that we're seeing, and just like I say, everything that we've got, that's what we're going on. We had one. And we're looking into that. So like I say, everything that we have that could be possible, everything is on the table. Nothing's off the table, sir. No, he attempted suicide prior to any law enforcement contact. The family had told our suspect that they had in fact contacted law enforcement because of what he had told them. And rather than talk with law enforcement, he attempted to take his own life. No, we know how. We're not sharing that in case we have other information coming in that can tie into that directly. So that's why we're holding that in. But we can tell you that he attempted to take his own life. It was at a house in the city of Atwater. It wasn't anywhere near the crime scene. Yes, ma'am. It involved false imprisonment. There's a difference between false imprisonment and kidnapping. False imprisonment is stationary. So I go into your house, hold you there, can't make you leave or won't let you leave. That's false imprisonment. Kidnapping is I take you out of your house to someplace different. And that was also armed robbery. And just so happens Under Sheriff Gibson was the detective that worked that case. It's a trucking company. No, I don't believe it. That's involved at all. At this point, we have nothing to indicate other than we think always money until we've proven otherwise. So, and again, We're hoping to find out today as soon as possible by our suspect. Hopefully he will cooperate with us and give us some information. Right now, the big question and the first question is asked, where's the family? And that's where we're going. So I shared with the family, obviously we have to worry about court and everything else. I'm not worried about court right now. We'll deal with court later. I'm worried about getting that family back. And that's how we're focused on this. 100% of our energy is trying to get our family back. We've checked every business, every residence that we've been able to. We've had a couple where the truck was burned. We're trying to get that. It's really grainy stuff. We're talking about out in the rural, very rural areas. So every place that's been going on, detectives, all of our people have been trying to get whatever information and whatever videos are available. Yes, sir. No, that weapon is still outstanding. And everybody in the building that we know of was taken by the suspect with him having a gun in his hand. So the threat of the gun in his hand, we're hoping that because the family cooperated with the suspect, that it will get good results here. That's what we're hoping for at all times. That's why we're working so hard to make sure that this comes to that conclusion. We haven't determined on anything. Family's been very good about giving us all the records. I will tell you, with the FBI's help, dealing with the local financial institutions has proven challenging, and they're a little bit, I'll say, slow in getting any information to us. They're doing what they can when they can, but what we're finding out is the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. So you got one aspect of the financial institutions got in charge of all the videos. The other hand is doing all the financials. Well, they don't talk to each other. And we've got to have both of those communicated. So we're working.
Hold on, I was going to type my answer out to Sarah, but my phone is lagging on it. Sarah says, and it caught my attention. Where is she? Where is she? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, the vibe, and I like him too. Hold on, Sarah. Okay, so Sarah says, this guy cannot kidnap and kill all of these people by himself. Well, he kidnaps them himself, but I'm wondering if that's why he took dad and uncle out of the place, took them somewhere, went 6 minutes he was gone. So he removes them. And I'm wondering if that's why he removed them. Maybe he couldn't, I don't know, get them all in. I don't know. It's just strange that he removed the dad and the uncle, and then he comes back and then he takes the mom. So again, I think somebody else is involved with this.
Working on getting that part done. So again, we can only move so fast as other people, but we're on the ground getting after it until we get it. Otherwise, to me, almost all crimes are committed based upon, the financial aspect until we find something different. So we're going at it, eyes open. Everything's on the table, but that's the only thing we can figure out because of this guy's history. Is that was his motivation back then. So I'm figuring it's probably the same now. Okay, let's clarify something with the bank. We know we had a transaction with our family. The bank had two transactions at the exact same time. They gave us a photograph from a different bank. Okay, it wasn't intentional, wasn't it? But it was there. So we got that person identified and cleared off the radar. He's no longer a person of interest. So we're hoping to get the other information. It wasn't a lot, but it was still a transaction using our family's financial information. So that's, again, with the money. Again, the information we don't want to let out about how much is because we want people, if they got information, we want to know that they're telling the truth and are accurate with it. But because of that, the transaction itself leads me to believe that there was a money issue. It's everybody, not just that family, but we.
And I kind of agree with the sheriff right here. Hey, Sweet Pea. him saying he thinks it was like money motivated because he obviously was caught using one of the victims' ATM and removing money. He doesn't want to say how much, but also if you look at his past history, like I said, he was convicted in 2005 for robbery and home invasion with a gun. So that seems to be his MO with it. Sarah says, could she not call 911? That was like something I said earlier about when we watched the video. When he goes in there, she's not restrained when he brings her out, but she could have been tied up. And then when he got in there, he let her go so he untied her so she can carry the baby. I'm thinking that. Or did he just threaten her and say, if you leave here or call anybody, I will kill your husband? Or did he say, I have someone watching the property if you try to leave here, and I will kill your husband? So I think he either threatened her or he had her in restraints. And then when he went in there, he let her go so she can carry the baby is what I'm thinking.
We got family here. Time is of the essence because we want to get this taken care of now. We don't know where, we don't know what. We want that to happen. So right now, prayers need to be going that somehow this suspect is convinced to talk to us, because that person right now is our sole lead on where the people are. We're working everything else. Yes, dear. Well, the wake up part was a medically induced sedation. Okay. Because of the treatment, they didn't want him thrashing around. I can tell you that every time he's even come near consciousness, he's been violent. Okay. So we don't know, but the medical issue is because the doctors are treating him, and to get that treatment done, he has to be sedated. So anything else? Go. Yes.
So let me answer this question. And every time he's come out of being sedated, he is violent. But Blue Sheet says, how long was he inside before leaving the men? So timeline is at 8:30 a.m. We see Dad arrive to work, and on the surveillance, we see him arriving in the minivan. He takes the dog out. And again, these are motion sensitive, the cameras. So I'm not sure, was mom and the baby there before or what, but on camera what we see is Dad getting there in the minivan and taking the dog out. At 8:39 a.m. Uncle arrives, so we see the black pickup truck pulling up. Uncle gets off, talks to Dad for a little bit, then he goes inside. 8:58 a.m. Dad walks out to the back door, and we don't know the reason he does this. You just see him on surveillance kind of opening the door and standing there. So law enforcement states they don't know if he got a motion sensor on the phone or did he hear the dog barking, what caused him to go out. But at the same time he goes to the back door, you do see somebody walking, and it's believed to be the suspect. He's walking on the edge. You see him walking there. Now at 8:59, Dad walks out to the front, again, the front of the business, and he is holding his phone at this time. Again, law enforcement doesn't know if he's getting another alert. And as you see him walking, before he walks out, you see the same person, they believe is the suspect, walking on that direction. Then Dad walks out, and then he walks all the way to the front. He makes contact with the suspect, and then there is no cameras inside of the business. At 9:11, so he was in there, Dad gets in there about 9 with him. So like 11 minutes he was inside the building, it seems like, because 8:59 Dad walks to the front, walks and makes contact. So give it like another minute or two, and then they're inside. And then at 9:11, this is when the back door opens, and you see Dad and Uncle walking out backwards with their hands zip tied. So like, I don't know, 9 minutes he was inside the building with them. Now at 9:13, this is when he leaves with the Dad and the Uncle. At 9:19, he then returns, and less than a minute later, you see him running up the steps to the back steps. He runs up the steps, and then he opens the door And then you see the wife walking out holding the baby. So 9:13 when he leaves the first time to 9:19, he was only gone for 6 minutes. So that's why I think he possibly took the dad and the uncle and handed him off to somebody. That's what I think. So that's the time for it. I would think so, because this is, around 8:30 a.m. This isn't like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. 8:30 a.m. I'm going to think most businesses would be open by now. So I would think so. I mean, it was during the morning hours. And what was the third? What day was the third? Does anybody know what day that was? So I would think other business. You're welcome, Boo. You know I like a timeline. I know. Even for the sheriff, when you watch him, when he talks about discovering them, he gets broken up. And even the reporter says, you look like you're choking up here. And he's like, he's pissed because of the baby. He's pissed over it.
Sir. They didn't have any accomplices in that first one. He acted by himself. And then 2005. Okay. As that investigation clearly showed it, he was by himself and he knew the victims. So we don't know what the suspect is at this point. Again, waiting on some possible. Well, the wake up part was a medically induced sedation. Okay. Because of the treatment, they didn't want him thrashing around. I can tell you that every time he's even come near consciousness, he's been violent. Okay. So we don't know, but the medical issue is because the doctors are treating him, and to get that treatment done, he has to be sedated. So anything else go? Yes, sir. They didn't have any accomplices in that first one. He acted by himself. And then 2005. Okay. As that investigation clearly showed it, he was by himself and he knew the victims. So we don't know what the suspect is at this point. Again, waiting on.
Okay, so I missed that the first time I listened to it. I just want to put it out there. So in 2005, when he did that home invasion robbery, he was by himself and he knew the victims, which I kind of feel like he might have known them, because how would you know there wasn't a group of men working in this business? I don't know. It's just, that's something that keeps sticking out to me. So it is interesting hearing in 2005 when he did this home invasion, he acted alone, he did it by himself, and he knew them.
Some possible cooperation from him to us. Nothing. We just have him picked up on that surveillance walking southbound on Highway 59 near the business. That's the only one that we got that shows him walking. We don't have any video to show that he was dropped off. We show nothing except he was walking. I said in the first one they did. We don't know what this guy does or doesn't know. We haven't been able to talk to him. So far, my speculation is financial. Until we prove otherwise, until that. And again, we don't believe there's a hate crime involved. We just think that this guy, because of his history, he's a robber, he's a thief, needs to be in prison. Okay. So that's where he needs to be. Hopefully we'll get him to communicate with us so we can get this family. No. The suspect has been a Merced County resident, and I believe he's also been a Madera County resident. Is that right? Yes. And since he was paroled in 2015, little is known. Okay, we're still trying to gather information on his personal side, but like I say, right now we're just trying to get the family. Once we get the family back, then we're going to start piecing together everything so we can go to trial. But right now, trial's the farthest thing on my mind. So we don't know what he's been doing since 2015, We're going to try to find that out, but like I say, once we get today. So that's where we're stuck at right now. So giving you all the information we have pertaining to this, some of the stuff we're not sharing because in case somebody steps forward, okay, they can say, well, I saw him at whatever bank. Thank you. Then we know that person is telling us the truth. If we give that information, somebody can, hey, we can, we've discouraged the family at this point to offering any rewards because everybody in the world comes out. We will entertain that later as this thing progresses. I saw another, yes, ma'am. Just that everything was scorched. And if you had CAL FIRE here, they would tell you the one thing, fire kills all. And once you've done that, we had the physical evidence. There was no indication of anything other than a burnt truck. People were saying about all kinds of gruesome stuff. There was nothing like that. It was just the truck that was burned. So that part I was not on scene. And if the investigators found that, they did not share it with me.
Missy, that is a really good question. What was business prior? I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. But one thing I thought was interesting when I looked up the address for where they worked, I believe it was in the Google image was from 2021, I believe it is. Guess who it captures on the image? I think it's the family because it shows an empty lot and then it has a black Dodge Ram truck, and then it has 3 guys right there. And I'm like, oh my God, is this them right here? So yeah, I don't know. It was pretty strange to see. But it's been put out that the company only been open a little over a week. So I don't know. It's really strange.
No, I believe he's a resident of this county and or Madera County because he's got family members here.
Sarah, he said we have no idea what he's been doing since 2000. No, well, no, he was convicted in 2005, and then in 2015, he was convicted in 2005, paroled in 2015, and since then they haven't had any major contact with him. They really don't know what he's been up to, but they don't have any record of him, at least in that area.
Yes. Would you like, Mom? Give me your name and your relationship with family.
My name is Sukhdeep. I'm a brother of a missing family. I'm talking for my whole family. I just want to tell all the people who are watching me right now through all this media, every store, gas station, everybody who ever have the cameras, please check the camera. If you guys have any helpful tip or video, please provide it to the sheriff department or law enforcement department. They're trying their best what they can do, but we need a public help right now. So I want to say strongly again to everybody who ever watching me, please help us out, come forward, so my family come home safe. Thank you.
This is a peace-loving family and running a small business in the Merced area. They have been living in this area for a long time. We are devastated. We are shocked. We are dying every moment, not finding any clues. So if anyone has seen anything, even a small interaction, somebody at the gas station, somebody buying something, where the suspect was taking them, any shifting of cars when he was doing that, or if he was doing that, so please do come forward. Any small lead could get us to our family. And I wanted to also thank all the sheriff department and the people that are involved, the media channels, outlets as well. And I would also say that please share it. It could be beyond California. So if we could get help, taking it out to all of the public national news, uh, that will, get us more traction in finding those suspects. Thank you.
And you guys are making me tear up with all of your tears. You guys stop it. I have my makeup on. Stop. But I do want to say something and why I want to cover this case. I knew I wanted to cover this case because even though it was just breaking, I really wasn't seeing much about it at all. And I couldn't help and wonder, and I said this to Carly, I said, gosh, a family of 4 kidnapped. Why aren't I seeing this everywhere immediately? And I'm just going to say this right now and take this how you will. I feel like if this was a family that had blonde hair and blue eyes, every single station, every single YouTube that does true crime would be talking about this case. So definitely want to put up some prayers for this family. And yeah, it's just heartbreaking.
Your name.
Balwinder. 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 It's something that nobody is prepared for dealing with, right? So we are just hoping and praying every moment. We put a lot of faith in our police department that they will be able to find our family. But all of us are trying to look for ways that we can deal with this, or we can help out in any ways. If we could, start, handing out pamphlets or things like that at gas stations, at convenience stores. Like somebody might have seen something. We want to reach out to the public and request them to come forward. Thank you.
I'd like you to spell your name for me.
Sukhdeep, S-U-K-H-D, David, E-E-P as in Peter. Sukhdeep Singh, S-I-N-G-H. I'm a brother, yes. First cousin. Thank you.
All right, folks, if there's no more questions on this, we're going to conclude this conference.
Okay, I'm going to play for you guys the surveillance, and I'm going to go to Court TV to show it because it's so clear. So give me 1 second while I do that. You guys, let me grab it. Whew. Let me stop sharing that one. And thank you guys for being all respectful in the chat right now. I really do appreciate you guys. And Bridget Jones, I love your name. Bridget Jones' Diary is one of my favorite movies. Love your name. Okay, let me share my screen with you guys. What's this one? Look at the difference in quality here. Look at you guys. Look how clear this is. Law enforcement would show the most grainy imaging. Look at this shit. Okay, hold on. Let me move some stuff around so I can see comments. It's okay, Leo. It shouldn't matter, Steffi. It really shouldn't. My point being is it is known if this person, if they had blonde hair and blue eyes, I'm sorry, it's the truth. You would see this all over the place. It shouldn't be any difference. I 100% agree with you on that. But unfortunately, that's how it is. It is. Okay, let me hit play. And I think it starts from right here because I want you guys to see all the imaging of it. Okay, hold on. So you're going to be able to see everything better here, you guys. Like when he lets them in. Let me unmute it. I guess we'll listen to what they have to say. All right. Give it up for Court TV.
So Bobby and Trebor, and Bobby, you can start us off, and then just kind of explain to us what you're seeing that is or is not unusual or significant in this video.
Well, obviously, we start off seeing a very usual scene, right? They arrive at work. It's just before 9 o'clock. They probably start work at 9. The brothers arrive a few minutes apart from each other at their office. They're doing their very...
And I will be stopping it. See, so this is where I think mom was already there then, because dad arrives and he's literally getting out of the vehicle and gonna let the dog out. So I'm assuming mom must have gotten there. I don't know if one of these are her vehicles here, or did dad drop her off first and then go get the dog for some reason? I don't know, but it looks like dad arrives here, but mom is already there though.
Probably the very usual daily routine of starting and opening their office. He's taking the dog out. That's probably the dog you see later on the video on tied up in the backyard. This is probably something they do daily. This is their daily routine. And it's not until, he goes outside and kind of confronts the ultimate suspect in the case that things start to get unusual.
See, this is the only thing that kind of like is strange. I don't know. Maybe he's checking to see if it works. I don't know. But it looks like the uncle looks straight at the camera right here. But this is uncle. He just arrives there. His truck is over. Oh, you guys can't see the mouse on the screen. His truck would be on your guys', well, I'm looking at it. It'd be more towards the right. He just arrived there. He talked to the husband, and now he's going to go inside.
And at first, it doesn't seem completely unusual because there doesn't seem to be a confrontation. There seems to be a conversation. But then the one gentleman goes back into his business, seemingly not under any kind of threat.
See how he opens the door right there? So this is when at 8:58, dad walks out to the back door. Okay, so I wish you guys could see my mouse, but you can't see it. So where behind the dog, you can see the fence. There's somebody that you can see walking. But look at the way the dad opens the door. I don't know. Did he get an alert? He just opens it and stands there. I don't know. Watch. But it's kind of creepy that the suspected kidnapper looks like he's walking right there.
Be a conversation, but then the one gentleman goes back into his business, seemingly not under any kind of threat, and the suspect follows him. And then as you see him enter his own business, that's when you see the suspect pull out the handgun and enter the business. Whatever confrontation happens then, unfortunately, happens inside that business where there are no cameras.
Yeah, and Trebor, what I just saw in that last piece of the video, there was all the way in the background, you can see someone walking down the street, and I think that is what they described as perhaps the suspect. If you look really tiny, they're zooming in now, he seems to be walking down the street.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. That probably is.
All right, again, you're going to be able to see him walking where those two cars are parked. And Sarah, I don't know. Sarah says, where's that comment, Sarah? Is the guy walking setting off the motion detector cameras? Anyone who has motion detector cameras set to their home, you always don't want to set it where it's constantly giving you irritating notification on your phone. Like you don't want to hang it near a flag or anything like that, because you're going to constantly be getting every couple of minutes like notification. Then it, it's really irritating. So I'm not sure if that set it off, but just the way he looked, he kind of just stood there, and I'm wondering maybe the dog started barking at the guy walking, because that's something my dog does if someone's walking by, because we live next to, behind my backyard is a riverbed. So if anybody, you can't literally walk where our backyard ends because it's a hill, but even if someone's on the bottom of the hill playing or something, our dog will start barking like crazy. I mean, he barks at a lizard. So, so maybe the dog was barking, which made him go outside to check, but it's just so crazy because he goes out there and you can see the guy walking. Now right here, you can see him walking again. And then now he's going to come out, but this time he is looking at his phone. Hey, Jen.
The suspect, you know, as Bobby mentioned, you know, the conversation, usual or unusual, where there doesn't seem to be too much of a confrontation, that certainly was one opportunity for the suspect to, you know, initiate.
And we've already watched this, that's why I keep stopping it. But you see how he just walks out and it looks like he's going straight to where the suspect is. I'm going to watch this on mute, you guys. I want to be able to talk to you guys through it while it's playing. Sorry. Okay, so you can see him walking by the two cars. Okay, so now he does he put his, hold on, does he put his arm up? It looks like he waves his arm to someone. That's what it looks like to me. He walks then straight. He's probably meeting the suspect right here. Does it seem like he waved his arm up, you guys? Okay, so now he's coming back. So he walks out there, it seems like, to let him in. And this is when he runs up. Suspect is behind him. It looks like if he looks either at the camera or he turns back. And then he puts the bag down, he gets the gun, and he enters the building. The way this plays out, I don't know, I kind of feel like since he had the trash bag, I kind of wonder if he knew, like the way, to me, it looks like he puts his arm up. That's what it looks like if he's signaling to somebody. That's what it looks like to me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments in the replay gang. Let me know what you guys think about that. But it seems like he does. And then he walks down, literally walks, and it looks like he goes then and meets up with the suspect. And then he walks back with him. Since he's holding that bag, I'm wondering, was he there before that, a few days before? Was he there every day? Was he saying, I doubt he was saying, can I get your guys' trash? I mean, in that little bag, that wouldn't make sense to me. I'm thinking he was collecting cans or bottles maybe, and he was maybe there saying, do you have any cans or bottles? Maybe he was there prior to that and he was inside, he scoped it out maybe, because it still doesn't make sense to me that this guy doesn't know who's inside that building. What if there was like 20 dudes in there and you're coming one person with a gun? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So I kind of feel like if he was there before, maybe he did go there for bottles or cans. That's why he has that bag. And that's why he was going to let him in. Maybe he wasn't even going to let him in. Maybe he was going to go get whatever trash or whatever he had and give it to him. But the guy put the bag down and then we see him get the gun. I don't know. It is a family run business. Yes. So mom was there, baby, dad, and then the uncle. And then the uncle has a wife. She wasn't there. He does look homeless to me. I thought the same thing. And I was thinking, could he be like, oh, do you have any cans or bottles for me? But it just seems like the dad knew him. I don't know. Yeah, Sarah's now. I thought about that last night. I don't know. When I was watching it, she says, Sarah says, I did think that one victim looked up directly at camera. Don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Jen says, this is very odd because he took the two men out first and there was a couple minutes when the mom and baby were still in there alone. Why didn't she call for help or try to escape? I can't zoom in from here, unfortunately. What did you want me to zoom? Oh, I have a photo of the trash bag. Let me see. Hold on. Let me stop doing something. Hold on, guys. We're gonna finish watching this too, but let me do something, make it where I can swap between stuff. And do I have the screenshot up? Hold on. Okay, I got like 15 minutes with you guys. Okay, let me do this fast. Oh, shit. Well, let me zoom in from there. All right, hold on. Hold on, boo. I got you, girl. I got you. Hold on. Boo always making me work here. All right, hold on. In the video, I don't think he takes the gun out from the bag though. Let me take that off the comment. Does he take it from the bag or does he take it from his hip? Okay, let me zoom in as much as possible. So there's items in here. His hip, okay. That's what I thought. It looked like he got it from his hip. So I'm thinking this looks like a bottle. I don't know. What do you guys think? So I'm thinking it's a bottle and like recycling goods because that's what how he was able to get in. Dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. I'm thinking he was there maybe saying, do you have any, bottles or anything like that? Yeah, Leo, I said that. I said no one wears a mask anymore, and my mind's so jaded though. If someone looking like this came to where I'm at, and I don't know, and I'm a female, maybe that's why too, I would be like, yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, no gun. It looks like a bottle to me. So that's why I'm thinking he came before, and that's how he was able to go inside and kind of like check it out and see who was there. Because I can't get past this guy just going to a random business. He doesn't have any inside of it. And remember, his last crime, it was home invasion, and he knew the family. So did he go inside the company before the business and see who was there? And at the time, it's only, dad, uncle, mom, and the baby. Yeah, Callie, I think so too. She says it totally looked as if he was familiar with the family and their business. He looks too calm and was not in a hurry. The only time you see him in a hurry, you guys, is right here. Hold on. Is right here. When he comes back for mom, he runs up the stairs. But other than that, he seems very like calm and slow pace. Let me see. Okay, so, and he was inside with them, I think it was like 9 minutes. Let's see, do they go to the back? I want to see the back. Okay, so they're going to show the back right now. Okay, so see right here, the door opens. You could see the dog bark. Oh my God, my dog would have been going nuts. So you see him. Yeah, you could see the zip ties clear in this one. So he never closes the door either. Huh. It looked like he stopped them right there too to see if anybody was right there. And this would be the uncle's truck that they're getting into. This guy had no vehicle. I mean, he shows up with no vehicle. And right now, mom and the baby are left inside right here. They're left inside. So this is when he returns. So he leaves and then, wait a minute, the door is shut now. What the fuck? Do you see that? What the hell? You guys see that? Hold on, where is it at? The door's open, he leaves. Oh wait, hold on. How the frick did that door get closed? Who shut the door? Wait a minute. The mom would shut the door? That means her hands wouldn't have been tied up. Why would you shut the door then? So he was gone 6 minutes. So he's leaving here. He's gone for 6 minutes. Dude, I'm tripping over that freaking door being closed now. What the fuck? Oh, I don't know. That's trippy. Who shut the door? The mom? Maybe the wind blew it? Maybe. See how he runs, he ran up. See, the dog starts barking at him. This is, oh, I gotta see how that door looks. Sorry. See how he runs up right here? So, maybe. Okay, look at, now it slowly looks like it's gonna close a little bit. Maybe the wind did close it, you guys. Yeah, maybe the wind closed it. I don't know. And this is when she comes out with the baby. The dog is barking though. As he puts her in the vehicle and then he takes off with her. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, maybe the wind. I don't know. I didn't notice that the first time, so I don't know. I just can't picture her closing the door. And this is when the vehicle leaves. Oh my God. All right, I'm going to play for you guys so let me know what you guys think about that door. Maybe the wind closed it. Maybe the wind closed it. What do you guys think? I don't know, that is strange though, I gotta say. Give me a second, let me pull it. Very strange, very, very strange. Okay, I don't think I have my AC on and it's getting hot in here. Okay, we'll do this one. I think it's this one. Hold on, let me test something out. Hold on. Nope, not that one. This one. Hold on. Yeah, baby. We like when we can hear it. Okay, so let me close this one out. Okay, hold on. When I rewatch my lives, you guys, I'm like always talking, like telling you guys what I'm doing. I'm like, I just need to shut the fuck up and do it. I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna go and find it on here. Oh my gosh. Nally, hashtag Nally. Why are we hashtagging Nally? Hashtag Nally. I don't know what that means. Leo, that's why I think he passed. And in my opinion, I'm gonna speculate. That's why I think he switched over. Like he drove someone for 3 minutes. Somebody was waiting, and then he handed over. the dad and the uncle. I think that's why it's interesting when he comes back. That's the only time you see him like racing for any like racing. He ran up the stairs. Okay, let me play this.
For the last 3 days, we've been working a kidnapping that we had actually seen on a closed circuit TV. Tonight, our worst fears have been confirmed. We found the 4 people from the kidnapping, and they are in fact deceased. We are still working. We've got crime labs coming in from Department of Justice, and we're going to be most of the night processing the scene. There's no words right now to describe the anger I feel and the senselessness of this incident. I said it earlier, there's a special place in hell for this guy, and I mean it. What we're going to deal with tonight is bad, and we're going to be out here all night having to deal with it. So, give you that much. The family has been notified. We've made arrangements through other contacts to try and get them the spiritual guidance through this, and we're hoping that they can now at least have some kind of closure to what's going on. It's not the closure we were hoping for. It's not the closure they were hoping for. But as we progress through the night, we don't know all the facts yet at the scene. I can tell you that I have been near the scene to have seen, and we will be processing. It's going to be very methodical, and if we get any different news regarding this, we'll be sure to let you know. But at this point, right now, that's what we're working, and it sucks on many levels. So, you have a question?
Well, what time did you come out here today?
We got the call at about 5:30 p.m. There was a farm worker in the area, and during the course of his job duties, came across them and made contact. Stayed by. We had deputies on scene rather quickly, and detectives were shortly thereafter, and the detectives went to the area and confirmed what we had.
Were they all found together, separate?
They're relatively close together. So, and I don't want to go into a lot of details as to what, but and we will at the later time be telling you how things have occurred. But again, horribly senseless as to what happened here. We don't know motivation yet, but we are making a determinant factor on that, and the investigation now is going to pursue a full conviction, and I'm hoping our district attorney's office files for the death penalty. That's how I feel.
Sheriff, you look pretty emotional, Sheriff.
Yeah, you're dealing with a child. I shared an incident that happened when I was on SWAT back in 1985, where a guy shot his own kids with a .44 Magnum. I was so angry at this son of a gun that, because he shot himself. This is another one of those. I'm just livid inside because this was completely, totally senseless. We have a whole family wiped out, and for what? We don't know yet. So we are working on that. We'll try and get those answers.
Was the suspect able to ever tell you anything about this scene?
We've got information from the suspect. We're going to keep that close to our chest at this point, but that suspect has in fact been talking to us.
Now, did this have anything to do with what you said in the press conference about that cell phone that was found? Is that connected to what's going on?
Well, the cell phones that we found belonged to our victims, and so the connected part is the fact that they had them when they left the business, and they were found later on the road. So
is that near here?
In a close proximity, yes.
Any other indication of where the suspect went beyond this that you can share? Did he continue that way? Did he come back the other way? We know the
We
truck
have
was
information, but right now we want to keep that tight, only because we want, now our focus is on conviction. So now that we've got this part of the investigation, say not even wrapped up, but
So they do have more information of where his whereabouts were after this. So Scott, to that one question about earlier about other surveillance of him. So they do have it. I love this guy. I love him. I love him. I love him. And Heather Marie, thank you for being a member for 14 months. I appreciate you. And then Kelly, I want to address this. She says, apparently the man they arrested wasn't the man they had on camera from the ATM. So who was it? I know that's even during the presser, I was a little confused by it because they talked about it. And what they said was that there was 2 transactions done at the same time. And I'm not sure if that's the information that, the bank sent the wrong information to law enforcement, is how I took that. I don't know. It was really confusing on it. I don't know who that was, but they said he is not part of this investigation. They did say that. So it seems like the bank fucked up. It seemed like what I took it as, and sent law enforcement the wrong photo is what. Let me know what you took from that, what law enforcement said, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I took.
Investigating this part. Now we're going to go for and try and get as much evidence as we can, and we do have a lot of circumstantial evidence and direct evidence that we are going to be gathering and hopefully presenting to the district attorney's office.
Are you able to share at all for people who haven't been out to this area, what the area is like where you did find them?
Extremely rural farm area. Not a lot of folks come out here except for the folks here. And if you guys went down that lovely road, you'll understand why there's not a lot of people coming through here. And it is extremely remote.
Well, that just turned off on us right away. So during this presser last night, it was longer than that, but I don't know what happened on every station. After this, it stopped. So the rest of the live for it, it's all he's talking, but there's no sound on every single station. So I don't know what happened with the mic. I have no idea. So it was never fixed. So we don't know. And I agree, B. I don't know. I said the same thing because we have a Dutch Shepherd, but we've had him since he was a pup and he was put in training. So he's definitely a guard dog. He can sniff things out. You guys will hear him when I'm live. If someone's even near, he barks, I know. Especially inside, he doesn't bark for no reason inside, only if someone's at the door or close to the door. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they just got him. I don't know. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap up this live. I'm going to wrap it up for today's stream. I feel like there's more I want to go through with you guys, but I think we covered everything with it. I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated with it. Since they were taken with by a gun, I'm only assuming that's what was used on them. But again, law enforcement, they're going to let us know more information. Hopefully, if somebody else is involved, and maybe this guy will talk and rat him out. Maybe we'll know the why behind it. Was it just that this guy was desperate, needed money? He did it before. Maybe that's exactly what it is. Some of the theories out there are some people think this is a hired hit. They think the family with the trucking company were doing illegal activities. But if this was a hired hit, I have a hard time thinking the person they hired to do this would do the crime and then confess to their family about it literally that next day and then try to take their own life. That just doesn't sound like a professional hire to me. It doesn't. So to me, this seems like he's dealing with some mental issues possibly. I don't know. It's just seems reckless. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think though. Some other people think that he knew them. And I do think he knew them, whether that be from him just being there before to get some cans and bottles. And then that's how he was able to get access inside. And, he was able to scope out inside, because I'm having a hard time thinking that this was just random. He just happened to go there the first day and then not knowing how many guys were inside there. Even if you have a gun, what if there's like 20 dudes? No, I don't know. So I think he was in that building before, scoped it out, seeing who was in there, and then came back again. Maybe he was in there a few times, who knows? But the company only, what I've seen, was in business running for a week and a half. But that doesn't mean they were that they just started being there a week and a half ago. They were probably there way before that. So I don't know. Pure evil though. Pure evil. All right, you guys, it is getting super hot in here. And now I know why you guys said Nelly. I'm like, why are you guys hashtagging Nelly? So you guys, if you're following the Debbie Collier case, 10 to Life is going live at 12 with one of my favorites. But he always talks about like, don't speculate. And I totally speculate with something evil. Oh my God, I can't even think of his name. They're going live at 12 and they're talking that case. And I definitely want to hear what they have to say about it. So I guess Andrew reached out to 10 to Life, Annie. So I know she put a video up on it. It's something I want to watch. I haven't had a chance to really watch it or anything like that. So definitely want to watch it. So I will see you guys all in the chat. If you're following that case, go on over there and I'll probably see you. I'm going to feed Little Crazy really quick, turn the AC on because I don't think it's on right now. Profiling Evil. Thank you. I love him, but he's always like, we shouldn't be speculating. And I'm like, oh God, speculating. But I do like what he has to say. So thank you guys for being here, Mike. Yeah, Mike. Thank you guys for being here and talking this case and helping me bring awareness with this case. Let's drop some prayer hands. And thank you, mods. Give it up for the moderators. They are always the best here. And get up for them. And they are awesome. And then on your way out, all I ever ask from you guys, if you can hook a girl up and please like and subscribe if you like true crime without the added bullshit. So with that being said, thank all of you guys for being here and I'll see you over there in 10 to Life's chat. Bye now.